Delegating is giving another person a responsibility and authority for a task or a project.
You wanted to see me?
I did. Take a seat.
So it's a really important part of leadership to delegate, and there's lots of benefits, particularly for the leader. It means that you can really prioritise what it is that you're doing, focus on the right things, use your time effectively.
Managers and leaders become overwhelmed with demands of their own work, and they have to look for opportunities to share some of that workload.
Update what we need, delete what we don't, bosh, done.
And what is it for exactly?
Well, it just needs to be done, that's what it's for.
Delegating is not about dumping on others or just offloading work. It is about thoughtfully and in a planned way creating opportunities to develop team members.
Well, I've had a piece of work come my way that I think you'd be great for. You've got good attention to detail and you've built excellent relationships across all our various teams.
So for the person that you're delegating to, it's a real growth opportunity, helps them develop, give them that challenge, and allows them to kind of step up.
As a leader, as a manager, delegation is probably one of the top 3 tools that you have for motivating others. We talk about delegation as though it's a straightforward part of the leader's role. You know, everybody talks about delegation and the requirements for leaders to delegate. I would argue it's one of the most difficult things for leaders and managers to get right.
Sorry, Michael.
Hang on, Kev.
It was just about the email you sent yesterday.
What email?
You said you wanted to speak to me tomorrow, which is today. Something about a stakeholder register?
Oh, that. Yeah, come. Basically, we need to update the stakeholder register. I'm not going to dress it up for you. It's not a very exciting job, but it needs to be done. Got a paper copy here, but the spreadsheet's up on the team drive somewhere.
All the really interesting, high-profile stuff, the management hang on to. All they delegate is the tedious, really boring work they can't be bothered doing themselves. I don't understand how they expect us to progress and learn in this organisation. When you say stakeholder, what do you mean exactly?
Well, by stakeholder, I mean stakeholders, you know, people who work for us, maintenance, cleaning, consultants, that kind of thing.
Is this the most up-to-date one? It says May last year here.
Yeah, I'm afraid it is. That's why it needs updating. We just need to make sure we've got the right contact details for everyone, so it's going to mean a lot of ringing around, I'm afraid. I'm sure half of these guys have moved on by now. There was an email somewhere which... I'll forward it to you if I can find it, unless I've deleted it. Well, I'm having a bit of a clean-up before I go away, you know.
There's lots of reasons why a manager might be reluctant to delegate, but the ones I see particularly in coaching are, it's just easier if I do it. That it takes too much time and effort, which feels a bit of a false economy. Actually, if we take a little bit of time to teach somebody else to do it, then we don't need to do it 3, 4, 5 times ourselves again.
Trust me, I've got piles of work I'd love to be able to give away, but I just don't have the time to sit down and explain it all in detail to someone. I mean, 9 times out of 10, I could just have done it myself in the same time.
We call it like bottlenecking. It's like when people aren't delegating, they're trying to do everything themselves for many reasons, like they haven't trained their staff properly, or they don't think that anyone else can do it as well as they can, or often they've been promoted and they know how to do the job they used to do, so they're in a comfort zone. They want to carry on doing the thing they know how to do because it's scary to do something you don't know how to do.
And what do I put in this assessment column? It's mostly blank here, but it looks like they've been using it to flag up if there were any problems.
Not sure what they mean by assessment. They probably don't need it right now, just leave it. Well, all we need is names, contact details, and a summary of what they do in the service column.
And how much detail would you like?
Well, whatever you think.
And do you want me to delete the ones we're not using anymore?
Yeah, just take them out. I know we're not working with these guys now.
Okay. Look, Michael, I'm quite good with spreadsheets. I did quite a bit of it in my last job. I can have a go at reconfiguring this a little just to filter the information a bit better.
Look, don't overcomplicate it, okay? I don't want you spending too much time on this. Just update what we need, delete what we don't, bosh, done.
And what is it for exactly?
Well, it just needs to be done, that's what it's for. I'm going away on holiday for 2 weeks, so if you could send it to Olivia when you're finished. She's the new clinical director's PA. Sorry, I said it wasn't very exciting. Yeah, sorry about that, Kev. Where were we?
Michael makes a number of mistakes when he delegates this piece of work to Cassie. For a start, he fails to explain the wider context of the work he's delegating and why it needs to be done. He doesn't give her a clear indication of what's required or set a timescale for delivery, and he makes assumptions about certain things without checking the details. He doesn't make good use of Cassie's skills and experience or allow her to devise her own approach to the task, and he fails to give her all the information she needs to do the job properly. Crucially too, he repeatedly presents the work as dull and unchallenging and hasn't thought about any scope for learning or development.
The repercussions for not delegating, I think, are felt by most managers and leaders. They end up being too busy. They end up not focusing on the things that are important to them or to their business. They don't focus well, so they try to do too many things. And then they get frustrated when their team members aren't developing in the way that they expect to.